with Italian in the second semester, and I think it's more when it's more easy when you focus in one thing and before start with other things. For me, I think it's more easy. Now we stay on ao vivo online on YouTube, morning YouTube. My name is Katiana. Today I stay with a hosters here on Talking. The topic today it's about time management. I stay now we have Marcia and Christian with us. And for starting, I please Marcia, introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Messia. I'm 29 years old. I live in Salvador, Bahia. In my free time, I like watching K-dramas, studies in general. I love watching films and eating popcorn. I like to play with my cat. Is this?
And you, Christian, please introduce yourself.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Jimenez. I am from Bolivia. However, I live here in Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil. I got relocated to Brazil 2 years ago, so I have been living here. The last year we were living in São Paulo or Tolândia, but we decided to move here to Curitiba because my wife found a job opportunity here, so we decided to move here to Curitiba, Paraná. I am 36 years old. I work as a full stack software developer, and in my free time, I really enjoy practicing and learning new languages. As Katiana said, I currently can speak Spanish because it's my mother tongue. Portuguese because I live here in Brazil, so I need it. I need to speak Portuguese in my work and in my daily life. I am trying to learn French on my own here in Talk and Talk, and as well starting some online courses. And I am here for practicing English as well because I consider English essential for my professional career and my personal development. I am married and I really enjoy watching football match as well on TV and different series and movies with my wife. And that's it, a little bit about me.
Thank you. And for the last, I introduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Katiana. I'm 4 years old, almost 41. I am engineer. I work in the oil and gas sector with new projects in this area, and new FPSOs, new ships, old ships, and different things in the different kinds of projects in the oil and gas. I love the things what I love. I love running. I love swimming. I think I love the movement, the sports with movement. I live in Vitória. I'm married. I have a daughter. My daughter is almost 7 years. It's like a papaléguas all the time at home. And I think it's these little things with me. I almost complete 2 years in Talk and Talk. I think it's in May or June, I think. And I think it's these little things about me. The topic today, it's about time management. It's not, I think, for everyone, the management, the time, it's difficult because our life, it's very, I think everyone run a lot today. About the question number 2, because the question number 1 is about introduce yourself. Marcia, please read the question number 2 for us and share your opinion about this question.
Okay. How do you spend most of your time? Oh my God, my time is I study, I work, my my time is work and study, and I go to my community because I'm Catholic and I participated in one community, and there I make many jobs, volunteer in the community. My time is this, and study English, study other things, work, cleaning my house too. This spend my time in this situation.
And you, Christian, how do you spend
So,
the most part of your time?
well, I think that I am spending my time mostly studying or learning new things because I think I'd say my wife and I, we don't have too much time for having fun nowadays because we are so focused on our goals. So, for example, in my weekly, in my week of work that it's from Monday to Friday, I spend I would say 90% of my time studying or working. Then I just spend some time going to the gym and doing some exercises. And after that, we have to come back to home with my wife, and we are trying to study English together. I am trying to teach her English because I already studied in the past, so I know not all of the grammatical rules and all of the things, but I'm trying to teach her English. So in that time when I am trying to teach her, I am indirectly as well studying English. So I would say that nowadays I spend almost all of the time studying different things directly or indirectly. We just have our weekends for having fun, like watching TV or watching films or going there and hanging out in different places here in Curitiba. But for example, when we watch a movie, or we pick a new movie for watching, we normally put the movie in English and the subtitles in Portuguese for my wife because she's trying to improve her Portuguese as well. So I practice my English indirectly because I am trying to understand the movie in English, and my wife is trying to improve her reading in Portuguese. So we directly or indirectly are all the time trying to improve something or trying to learn something.
It's interesting what you say, Christian, because we at the same time you improve Portuguese, English, and you have a Spanish with a maternal language, and I think it's interesting because the studies about studies say these things when you use with different forms, it's more the process for learning a language, it's more constant because we use with different forms. I think it's interesting.
Tatiana, sorry, license. One point, because I very interesting. I never see Christian and you, but you in Brazilian. Christian, the natural language is Spanish. I love this because we speak English and all understand. Amazing this. They connected. I not speak Spanish, Christian learning Portuguese, né? Katiana learning English too, and all we here speaking English and conversation. Lovely,
I think
amazing.
yeah, it's amazing. But I think when you use one second language, I think probably it's more easy, no, Christian, for speaking a third or fourth language. I think because the process is more, it's more easy. Your brain understand more, more easy what you need what you need to do with the language, or we use different. We use the process similar for other language. I think it's more, sometimes I think it's more easy.
Spanish is similar Portuguese. Now, it's strange to study Spanish because it's similar.
But I in the past, I studied Spanish. The Spanish, it's easy when we see for one hand, but for the other hand, the Spanish have the different
Mudado, né? It's different.
conjugações verbais. Eu vou, é igual português. O português é muito difícil, gente. The Portuguese is more, it's difficult because you have different. I don't know how do you say this in English, but you have the verbs in the past perfect. It's very similar with the English. For me, the Spanish it's difficult because it's similar.
It's similar speak, but it's hard learning Spanish.
The grammatical things, I think it's in Spanish, it's difficult. I remember when I spoke with one colleague, I work with Norway colleagues in one project, and when he started study English, he said it's about the difficult, because when the English, it's easy. I love, he loves, she loves. It's the grammatical thing is more simple. But the Portuguese, for example, it's pretérito perfeito, tal. Né? Eu acho um pouquinho. Guys, I move on for the question number 3. Do you think you manage your time wisely? Com sabedoria? Sometimes I think I need more hours in my day. It's my feelings, but I think, for example, I manage my time well, because if I do different things during my day, for example, I go to the gym, I take care with I cuido my daughter, I work, I study for public concourse and other things, and different new things in my routine. And I think it's this. Sometimes one thing don't move on in the same at the same time. Eu não consigo movimentar tudo ao mesmo tempo, mas tá indo. And you, Christian?
Well, I consider that nowadays I am trying to manage my time wisely, because I already said that we have an agenda here in my house because we are focused in our goals. So every single day I already know the things that I have to do. For example, I have to wake up early because we prepare our breakfast. I work remotely, so I have that facility to prepare our food here. So, for example, my wife works here, so close of where we live, so she can come back to home and we can spend 1 hour together, sharing our meal, or talking about something. So I think we are managing our time really wisely. Every week we already know the things that we have to do. So we have to work today, we have to study English today, we have to go to the gym 1 hour, at least 1 hour. And when the day finishes, we already did almost all of the things. Obviously there are some days that we feel kind of tired, and we said, oh, I don't want to study today, I feel so tired, or I am not feeling in the mood of studying English today. That normally doesn't happen, but there are some times that our body feels tired, or because we are not robots, and we have to understand that And even though we know that it's important for us, there are sometimes that we have to take a break, because if your body and your mind is not ready to understand something or to learn something new, even though you try it, you won't be able to do that. So you have to understand, and as well to to try to understand your body and your mind, because there are sometimes that you are so tired. It doesn't matter if you put some effort in something, you won't be able to learn or retain some information when you feel so tired. But normally we try to complete all of the tasks that we have set for our weekly for our week. That's it. What about you, Marcia? Marcia, I'm pronouncing well your name. I'm not sure. I
Mércia,
have problems with pronunciation in Portuguese. There are some names that are kind of weird for me.
é Mércia, Mércia.
Mercia.
Isso, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
My wish is that my day was 48 hours. My wish, but don't don't have. But I manage my time wisely. It's okay. I make one. I don't remember one. I don't remember this name in English. Metabella, and I administrated my time. In this day with the link. It's okay, but my wish is more time.
I think that everyone wish more time in our life for do the things. I think it's because now we need to study more, different things all the time. We have different things for study. I think it's similar for everyone because, for example, guys, I complete the engineer graduation, my first engineering graduation 17 years ago, and it's totally complete. It's completely different now because now the engineers need to study more about programming, use different software for do the things, and we need to study a lot with different things in the engineer. 17 years ago, it's totally different. We don't use computers for different things and different software for different things, and I think it's part of the process.
Many
Learn.
technology.
Yes, I think. Now, guys, I jump now for the question number 4 about, do you make a detailed schedule for every day? I share one thing at first. In the past, when I don't have kids, I don't have my daughter, I have a schedule. I do this thing first, the second thing first, and I complete the things. But before I become a mother, the schedule don't work with me because I do different things at the same time sometimes, and I need to use my time very well because the time it's short for some things. For example, I use 1 hour in my day for go to the gym. It's focusing these things because if I don't use my this 1 hour between 6 and 7, I don't go to the gym the rest of the day because the routine is crazy. In the past, when I don't have my daughter, for example, it's more easy for do the things. And the other things, for example, uh, when they started work from home before the pandemic, for example, now we use the Teams a lot, but in the past we receive different things at the same time, different demandas. I don't remember demandas at the same time, and when we start one day, for example, one thing it's a priority, but you receive more 10, in it's totally different, no? And I think it's sometimes it's difficult to put the principal things for to do in the day when, for example, I work remotely. I have a schedule, but for example, in the middle of the day, I accept one other kind of thing. It's urgent in the schedule. What do you think about this, Mércia? We do the list, the schedule for
Yes.
do the things.
Yeah, similar you, I make the details schedule because my time is very full to uh, first things, second things, third things, because my time is very, very full. And I wake up, I pray, I go to the gym, I go to work, and I go to math, I go to salon, I go study other day, I go to study, I go uh, speak English in talk and talk. After I clean my house, after it's very very short my time, but uh, I make I make do the the list. And it didn't you, Christian, remain.
Well, I already mentioned it in my normal agenda, my normal the I think most of the time that I spend in my activities daily. So yeah, I already have in my mind all of the things that I have to do every single day. I think that it would be interesting to write them in some application, on some tools online, because I don't know if you have heard about the Kanban board. It's we use Kanban in my work in order to create all of the tasks that you have to do in your day, and you start moving the status of your tasks. For example, your task number one is not started, so you start working on them, and you have to move the task to the other column that it's in process. Then it goes to testing. For example, in software development, we have the process of testing. Then we move, if everything is okay, we move the task to done. I consider this kind of process, or this kind of tables, or the Kanban boards really interesting, because it's important to know that you started a task and you finished a task, because I think it stimulates your mind, it stimulates yourself, and it keeps you motivated. Because, for example, in the morning, if you start just finishing one specific task, or just as a small task, like doing your bed, you feel really well because you did it, even though you were so tired for that. Because, for example, when wake up, I feel really tired. I don't want to do the bed, but I know I have to do it because it's good for my house, for my apartment to look well. And as well, because my wife always wants me to do the bed, because she's already doing making the breakfast. So it's my job, it's my task every single day. And my mind start the day completing tasks. So I think that kind of stimulation to your mind and your body, it's so important. That feeling that completing tasks, it's so important, in my opinion. That's it.
I I I think we agree in one thing. Now I think because I'm engineer, Christian, it's a software developer, and my Messi it's a lawyer. I think with different professions, we need study a lot now, and I think. With the time now, I think it's running a lot. We do different things at the same time, and I think when we use, for example, Kanban, Pomodoro. We use your time with it's more, I think it's more you focus in one thing and finish these things, and before we start with the other things. The Kanban, it's so nice, Christian. I use the Kanban sometimes, and I think it's nice for do the things. Guys, I jumped for the question number 6 now. I think it's interesting because sometimes in the middle of the process, we don't have energy. Sometimes we accept other things for do, and focusing in one thing, sometimes it's difficult. And the question number 6, it's about this. How can you ensure that you remain focused on your goals? Mércia, how can you maintain focused on your goals? It's difficult because in the middle of the way, sometimes you accept other things for do. Everyone have problems. Sometimes we have diseases or other things. How do you focus in your goals?
Deep question. This question is deep question, but in my opinion, is take care of my mind. Is the first thing for maintain focus in my goals is this: take care of my mind, exercise of my body, because my body. Uh, my body good, my mind is good, my focus good too. Understand? In my opinion, né, is this: maintain the focus, is take care, is before take care of me. Is this? And you, Katiana?
Sometimes we have different things in our life. When, for example, I studied for 4 months for the CNU, and CNU because of we raining a lot in the south of Brazil, and the government stopped the CNU, né? A prova foi adiada. And for example, I'm frustrated because I studied for 4 months between 4 and 6 a.m. It's difficult to wake up very early, but I continue. It's part of the process. And the thing it's not easy. I think when you have a plan in your life and when you wish one thing, I think we need focus in this. And now I think with a maturity, I understand. I don't dominate or do all the things in the world. I need to have plan for do the things in my life. For example, I don't have all the day for study. I have 2 hours for day, and I study. I continuously study. Sometimes we be frustrated, or your daughter probably sick, or different things, and you continues. I think the process continues the things all the day. It's difficult. Sometimes I don't feel very well, and in this day, for example, I stopped. I understand my mood and my body, and I stop it. And in the other day, I continues, and I think it's this. For me, these things work well. And for you, Christian, how do you continue focused on your goals?
Well, I think it is a difficult one because, as you already mentioned it, there are sometimes that we don't feel in the mood or we feel dismotivated. But in my opinion, it depends totally on the kind of the goal or how big is your goal, or your desire for doing something for you. For instance, I remember the time that when I was about getting married. We decided with my wife we wanted to continue our lives together in another place because we were living in Bolivia. So I told her that I already knew a little bit about English, but I was not able to speak it. So I needed to improve it because we wanted to move to another country like Canada, United States, or even Europe. So in that time, I was really a really bad English speaker. It was 2 years ago when I started practicing really my English. So we have set that's that goal for our lives together. That was moving to another country. Obviously, in the process, the plan has changed a little bit because we decided to move to Brazil first. But just look at that example. It was 3 years ago that I decided to improve my English because I wanted to have more opportunities abroad. So I didn't get or I didn't yeah I didn't complete that desire or that goal yet because I am not living in Canada or I'm not working in an English speaker environment. But I am still trying my best. I am still trying to improve it in order to get that goal that I've set in my professional personal life. So I think when you feel dismotivated, you have to remember why you started and try to compare your process from the time that you started. For example, from the time that I was not able to speak in English, like I am doing now, and compare how I'm doing today, and as well to remembering the goal that you have. I always have that in my mind when I feel dismotivated or when I feel really tired. I compare myself, and then I look at my goal, and I say I am not there, but I am almost there. I am not in the same place that I was 2 years ago, right? And it's the same thing with French, for example. The last year I started learning French on my own just because I know that if you can speak or you know a little bit about French, you can have more opportunities in Canada because Canada it's a bilingual country. And nowadays, if you speak French, you have more opportunities than a person that just speak English. And that's the only reason why I started learning French. And nowadays, I can hold basic conversation in French. I feel really proud of myself. So I do that comparison with my personal progress. And obviously, I need to feel not just motivated every single day. I need to be consistent and also and obviously committed all of with the goals that I have set in my life. And that's a little bit that it's a little bit of how I handle this kind of situation nowadays.
You say one important thing about understand the process. It's not possible, for example, become a speaker in 1 month. I don't agree when the schools sell these things or in 6 months for the students. We understand when you understand the process, you understand today it's different when you compare last month, and you see your goals in the future, and when you improve 1% every day in our routine in the direction of your goals, I think it's more easy. It's more easy because you have a way, você tem caminho, we have a way. I think it's more easy for you understand the process. The words, what you say, it's very important, Christian. I think we have time for more one question. I jump for the question number 7. How can you avoid procrastination? Procrastination, I think sometimes it's difficult. For example, if I go to the gym every day in the morning, I put my clothes in the bathroom at night because I don't. If I wake up and don't have my clothes, I procrastination. I use my cell phone. I do other things, and I don't go to the gym. For me, for avoid procrastination, I anticipate. I think it's this word in English. For example, my routine in the other day, I put the clothes look for me, and I go to the gym. For me, these things work, and I have, for example, a schedule, for example, for study. I study between 4 and 6, and it's part of my routine. These things work. If I don't have planned or one plan for do the things, for me, they don't work. I do other things, but don't do the focus of my day. And for you, Mércia?
In my opinion, is go even without the wish. Me, né? I many times I go to the gym without the want, without the wish, né? Because I'm an adult. I need to do this. Né? If that is I'm an adult, I need to do this, and I go. I go to the gym because I need exercise of my body, and no procrastination. I go. Without the wish, né? Mesmo sem vontade, I go, I go, I go. But procrastination, it happens sometimes, of course. Like you said, Tatiana, go to sleep and cell phone and to do other things. It happens because me is similar you. Oh, I go to sleep and one moment, my cell phone. And oh my God, 1 hour after, use my cell phone. Oh, uh, spend my time with this. It's terrible. Yeah, but continue, né? Continue, perseverance, and focus in one objective. Didn't you, Christian?
So, nowadays for me, procrastinating is kind of not normal, but it can be it could be easy to procrastinate in my daily life because I am in front of my desk almost all the day. So I have my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, sometimes open it. So it's kind of difficult to me to keep concentrated nowadays, even more that I work remotely. I work from home. So I need to have self-control to work remotely. I am trying to do it better, but something interesting that I normally do is, for example, I got subscribed in different Facebook channels or Instagram channels where people teach English or French. So when I want to spend or waste some money, waste some time on Instagram, on Facebook, I just got the notification. I just got the videos about French or about English, and so I don't waste that time. Maybe I am procrastinating on my work, but I am doing something useful for me that it's not like watching random videos that kind of funny videos, right? I am watching videos that are contributing a little bit about my knowledge that in this day, in this time, or in this example is about English or French. So I am indirectly procrastinating, okay, because I am not doing my job, but I am studying a little bit about French or English, and I can learn different things with that videos because that kind of teacher are trying to do it more entertainable for us. It's a really good way for learning as well. I always there are some things that I try to I really like learning French and English from memes as well. I don't know if you know the word memes. So I have to read one meme, and I really I can feel really well because I understood the meme and I laughed. And there are some times that I read the same meme in another language, but the meaning is the same, and I really good as well because I understood the meme. So that's kind of ways that I try to don't procrastinate at all, but use that time for learning something new. That's a little strategy that I use nowadays. That's it.
It's interesting because the technology, when we use the technology, how do you say this in English? But when we use the technology for not for good things, but for like a tool for develop your goals, I think it's more easy como uma ferramenta, né? But for the other hand, for example, the technology, for example, if you don't use very well, for example, you lost your time with the things, and these things don't develop your life or don't develop your goals. And I sometimes I see the persons in front of the cell phone and see memes and short videos in talk and talk during the day, and they say, no, the person's lost your time with the, and don't improve your life with the good things, and it's difficult. It's difficult. Guys, it's almost, I think we have time for one more question. Jump for the question number 10. Are you good at being flexible? How can you adjust your schedule if your plans change? Christian, the question number 10.
In my case, I don't consider myself as a flexible person. I am the kind of person who really likes to have everything under control. And when something changes a little bit, I feel really annoyed, or I feel frustrated. I don't know why. I think it's something that I need to improve in my personal life. But I am the kind of person who really like to follow all of the things that you have said in your day. If something changes, I can feel I'm not sure if the correct word is frustrated. I would say annoyed. But that's it. I think I need to be more flexible because we cannot control everything, and obviously there will be some days that your plans won't work as you thought before, or as you planned it. So I need to understand that life doesn't work like that. There are some times that we won't be able to control everything, that's normal. That's life. I need to improve that part of my life. That's it. What about you, Mercia?
I'm not the flexibility person. I like the schedule, but if my plans change, I'm breath after I go do the make this. Yesterday, my plans changed yesterday, and amazing the change. Is this? Is this? And you, Tatiana?
Guys, I hate one person put the other things, urgent things in my schedule. I hate, because in the past, one manager say one thing for me: if everything is urgent, we have a big problem, because it's not possible everything is urgent in our life. And I don't like. Sometimes I say, though, it's these things, it's urgent for you, but I have other points here for develop. And I spoke with the persons. I have I negotiate with the person, because for example, I work with different projects, 10 projects at the same time, and for every different manager, it's urgent, but I have other urgent things for do, and I don't like, I hate, guys, I hate when the persons put the things with a urgent thing, and sometimes it's not urgent, it's because the person don't do the things in the right moment. And if you don't do the things in the right moment, these things make a big problem. But it's part of our life. Every moment you don't have a control, like Marcia said and Christian said about the things in our life, but sometimes I'm frustrated, but it's part of the process. Understand the process. Guys, I put the survey on the chat because we almost finished our immersion, and now I say bye-bye for the guys on YouTube. Bye-bye, YouTube. Have a good